Right, we're on.
We're
Welcome,
on.
welcome to the next instalment of the WCC Pro Questionnaire. I've got fully kitted up for the occasion. Tim Weston polo shirt on.
Beautiful, mate. Beautiful, nice and thick, that polo too.
Yeah, keeps you warm on a summer's night. So I've got my list of questions from the director of cricket, Andrew Chalmers. The first one, a nice open-ended question for our guest. Can you tell us a bit of background on your cricket career? Maybe your first memory of cricket, how you got into it, and then ultimately, how did you end up at the top at Watsonian's cricket club?
Exactly, mate. First memory. So I came from a sporting family. Well, not a sporting family. Well, actually, my old man was a phenomenal sheep shearer, believe it or not. He doesn't like my haircut at the moment, that's for sure, never has. He actually shore for New Zealand and in the UK in the early 80s, and I think he won the Royal, the Welsh show and the Irish show as well.
Yeah.
So mate, I grew up in an area way out in the sticks and the hills and sort of central North Island in New Zealand, and no cricket, nothing like that. And they don't really know to the day how I got into it. Apparently, I just used to walk around with a nappy on and just swing the willow. So so I kind of got into it that way. And then we moved into a place where there was a bigger school. And when I'm talking a bigger school, where I grew up, there were 10 kids from probably 5 through to about 12. So I think mum and dad were like, let's get these boys out of here. Otherwise, they might come out of it a little bit different. Not great social skills. So my probably first cricketing memory is just playing with my brother and some of his mates. I think having to play in a game that they were playing. So they might have been maybe 8 or 9 at the time, and I was probably like a little 5-year-old just going out there in the whites with my pants pulled right up as high as I probably could with a bit of zinc on and batting number 11. And I just loved the game. I just think there was always something there for me around the strategy and the technique and the specialisation of it. And yeah, I loved it from there. And like with anything, probably once you get in as a young kid, you just find yourself immersed in it.
Yeah. And did you get into age group teams when you were young and make your way up through systems or?
Yeah. Like when you're young in New Zealand, you kind of play sort of under 10s, under 12s, and kind of played in those teams, and was lucky enough to sort of play ahead a couple of years early on, and you kind of learnt, I suppose, how to play with older kids and probably were challenged, which I think was good. And then once you get into high school, then it starts to get a bit more serious. So you play your school cricket, and where the province that I was from, both high school teams played in the men's premier grade, which was really good. They'd often have a couple of adults playing for them, but you learn a heck of a lot about the game. And then you play your sort of under 15s, under 17s, under 19s for the regions, which are the first class or professional sides in New Zealand. So each year in sort of January, they'll have, the 17s, 19s and 15s tournaments where those 6 teams go and challenge each other. And that's amazing. Like, I think that was some of the probably best cricket I played, the most enjoyable, because you just fly in or travel in, you play with guys that you play against. You might have never met half the team, and you rock it out for sort of 10 days, and then everyone gets in their car and goes back. But you play with a lot of those guys moving forward. But I was lucky enough to play in those age group sides, and it gives you a really good sort of pathway. And in schools in New Zealand, it's the school structure is probably set up a bit different. There's not too many private schools, or what you guys would probably call public. So so most of your state schools generally play a pretty decent level of sport in general. And I was lucky enough to go to a good sort of state school, and we had a lot of cricket and with a lot of traditional games with schools from around the country. So you're playing sort of men's cricket, you were playing against people your own age as well at school level, and then you had your sort of representative cricket at age group level as well.
Yeah. That's good. And then you moved through the age groups. When did you get into professional cricket? When did all that kick off?
So I would have been about 22. So I missed the New Zealand 19s, and they had a internal tour against South Africa when I just finished high school. So we had a 19s tournament, and I didn't get picked up in that. I'd been in the winter training squad. So then I actually chose to go to university, which was really, I actually look back and think I was extremely fortunate. If I had made that 19 side, they played through the start of the university year, and I had already worked out that if I made that, I would have gone and played in the UK, which would have been great. But I just feel like if I had left, I don't know if I would have gone back to university at the same time. So I went to uni and then kind of played my cricket along the way, and then it wasn't until I'd graduated and had just literally started a teaching job for 2 weeks when I got picked up and played my first 4-day game or first class game, so 22, and a lot of guys had probably played a little bit younger, but I look back now and think life and career-wise, like career outside of cricket and even career within cricket, I feel really fortunate that I probably didn't play until that age, because it made me get some other things under my belt and get through my university, get a career, which made life, I suppose, being a cricketer a little bit easier. Yeah,
set you up. And was that for the Central Stags? Was that for the?
It was the for the Mighty Stags, mate. It's number 3. I don't have too much. I managed to scramble this from the dress-up box, mate. Everything else, probably like a lot of sports people, everything else sits at my parents' house gathering dust in a couple of bags. I actually cleaned it out during this lockdown when I was back home seeing them about a month ago. I actually cleaned out and just threw a lot away. I was like, this is never going to see the light of day. But I kept my Watsonian's cap and my sweater. So it was for the Central Stags. So when I went to university, I played a little bit of sort of second-tier cricket for Otago, but then went back to sort of where I'd grown up in Taranaki, and played for Central Districts, and that was the only first-class side that I played for during my career.
Yeah, one club man.
One club that would have me, mate.
Speaking of the kit, I'm pretty sure there's one of your fleeces kicking about in my family home, actually. A nice Central Stags. That's a beautiful piece of kit. It's a classic. Oh, mate,
you got to share it around if you're lucky enough to get a bit of kit while you play. You know, you share it around and make sure that it sees the light of day and people enjoy it.
Yeah. No, the guys at the club it's either your kit or Andy Mackay's kit, so there's plenty of New Zealand state gear kicking about the Scottish leagues.
Well, at least it covers the different sizes, mate, from small through to Andy's extra large, long length, long arms.
Long length, skinny.